This is a flea adored by thousands. It grew up drinking the king's blood, playing with priceless toys, and eating top-grade steaks at every meal. It grew stronger than a pig. The king spent 24 hours a day with it, neglecting his duties and even his daughter's marriage. One day, the flea fell ill. The king was very anxious. The doctor said the flea couldn't be saved. The heartbroken king instructed the doctor to keep it a secret. The next day, the king told the princess she could prepare for the wedding. He hung the flea's skin on the wall, declaring that whoever could guess what it was would become his son-in-law. The first man, a villager, guessed it was a wild boar's skin. The second, a shrewd merchant, examined it with a magnifying glass and insisted it was tree bark. The next was a handsome knight whom the princess fancied at first sight, but he guessed wrong as well. The princess was greatly disappointed. Then an ugly hunter came in. He sniffed it lightly and gave the correct answer. Both the princess and the king were astonished. The princess ran away crying, threatening to jump if she had to marry the hunter. The king, unable to break his word, reluctantly allowed the princess to leave with the hunter. This was the first time the princess saw the outside world. The stones on the road hurt her feet. The hunter's home was primitive, in a cliffside cave filled with animal carcasses. The princess was despondent, unable to eat the bloody raw meat and unwilling to face the ugly hunter. She sat outside daily, hoping to escape, but the abyss below deterred her, and no one was around. One day, a woman appeared across the cliff. The princess pleaded for help. The woman wanted to help but couldn't cross the gap, so she promised to return the next day. The princess stayed up all night. The next day, the woman returned with help. A boy carried the princess on his shoulder, carefully stepping onto a rope. They moved cautiously, balancing each step. The hunter, with his keen sense of smell, detected the strangers. The boy's feet shook as the hunter grabbed the rope and slowly approached. The princess screamed in fear. They reached the other side just in time, and the boy cut the rope, making the hunter fall into the abyss. The princess finally smiled and left with the circus. The hunter, miraculously, survived and caught up, violently killing the circus members. The terrified princess fled without looking back. In the complex terrain, they couldn't match the hunter's stamina. The three hid behind a rock. The boy took a swig of alcohol. When the hunter approached, the boy spat fire at him. The hunter struggled but extinguished the flames and strangled the boy. The woman charged at the hunter but was killed as well. The princess couldn't mourn. She ran for her life but soon grew exhausted and hid behind a rock, but the hunter found her. This movie is called Tale of Tales. If you're interested, check out the original film.